Once again, we can't possibly talk about the history of LG without touching on the history of Rikers Island and the New York State prison system. You heard? Because it was things that happened on Rikers Island and in New York State prison that shaped and molded the future of Lafayette Gardens. You heard? So we gotta talk about it. We must talk about it. Make sure you go on my YouTube channel and check the Real Story of LG playlist that has every episode in order. You heard? So you don't miss a beat and you don't be lost looking crazy out here not knowing what's going on. You heard? Because this is Brooklyn history. Don't get left out. Z-Man, Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. Shout out to bro Fruitquan. Shout out Puerto Rican Mikey.
You know them little ass green state towels they give you in the joint?
Yeah.
I'm standing there, my big ass, I'm butt ass naked with this little ass green towel, right? So I come out the shower, I tell the nigga, yo, shower. The nigga rolled on me, son. Yo, check this out, big man. Stop pressing me like that about them showers, Paul. Yo, lads. I jump back in the shower. I'm in the shower like I'm gonna kill this nigga. Is he crazy? When I came through the 4 building in 9-1, I used to see the little motherfucker. He had a little reputation. He cut a couple motherfuckers. I know for a fact he got up on the homie Mo. I think he scratched Mo. Mo beat oblivion out the nigga on a visit or some shit like that. He got up on my homie Enel too. Now Enel is my childhood friend. We go way back. But he got up on Enel too. I'm talking, this is 1990 shit. You know what I'm saying? And they went through what they went through. I think, yeah, I told you, Mo beat oblivion out the little nigga on the visiting room. And I think Emel got the nigga shot in Kawasaki about a year later. You know what I'm saying? So that's 90, 91, 92. So now it's 2001. You talking 10 years later. We in Auburn. We going to NOI service. So in Auburn, when you go to NOI service, you know, you cut through the yard. Niggas be standing by the pull-up bar, sad rapping before we go in the chapel. But I noticed a group of Jamaican niggas sitting over there and they talking. And I could tell from their conversation that a new nigga in the jail. They happy the nigga here, but at the same time, I'm here hustling and I'm hearing them niggas say the nigga got mad beef. So I'm like, who the fuck is these niggas talking about? Now, I done told you, nigga got up on Mo, nigga got up on email when we was kids. That's when in the 90s, early 90s, 91 when we was kids. But over his travels, the nigga got into some shit with some OGs out of BK. He got into some shit with the homie Wag. Salute to Wag. Niggas is down there right now trying to tear the door down for Wag at courts till day. You know what I'm saying? Wag got 35 years in trying to get that time back. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was at court today for Wag. Salute to Wag. Wag and Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? The little motherfucker got some shit with the OGs too. So this nigga basically fool, you know what I'm saying? So when a nigga get to Auburn, I hear these niggas talking, I'm like, damn, he changed his name. That's another thing. He changed his name since we was kids to some other shit, right? So I'm saying, damn, why this nigga name sounds so fucking familiar? So I'm sitting in NOI service, and this shit is on my mind, and it hit me. I said, oh shit, that's that little nigga who cut Mo and Emel. Now mind you, we in the burn. Emel is actually there. Mo left a few years prior to me getting there, but his presence was still felt in Auburn. Niggas still had love for Mo in Auburn. So this nigga here. So I'm like, yo. I run down on the homie Emel. I'm like, yo, I gotta holler at you. Yo, what up? I'm like, yo, XYZ, this nigga here, what's good? And at the time, my homie Mel was trying to get some time back. He was working with some Innocence Projects people. Niggas was trying to tear the door down. He had a good chance to go home. And he was like, yo, son, we was fucking kids. Like, you gonna keep playing with this shit? I'm like, listen, if you don't want to take care of it, you want that shit done, like, I'm a loyal motherfucker, son. One thing a nigga tell you about food loyal motherfucker. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Straight jacket, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing about me. Sometimes I'm loyal to a fault. I ain't never had a personal beef for the mountains. Every time I jumped on a nigga, every time I let loose on a nigga, it was for another nigga. That's straight jacket, son. Ain't nobody 10 toes down disrespect me as an individual, because I don't conduct myself to the point where a nigga want to disrespect me, and nor do I disrespect people. But all my shots fired was for other niggas, cause I'm loyal like that. So I let email know, you don't want to take care of that shit. That nigga could go, I'll take care of that shit. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But he like, nah, we on a different type of time. But at the same time, I got to listen to him, cause not only is it his beef, I'm looking at this nigga like my big brother. So he not only calming my ass down, but he also schooling me like, yo, nigga been in jail all this time. This past 2000, we in the 2000s. Nigga try to go home now. So he like, leave that shit alone. I got this. All right, cool. Say no more. But I'm still itching to pop. So the little nigga come to the jail, whatever. Him and email talk, whatever. The nigga don't want no problems. Yo, listen, we was kids. We gonna leave that shit alone. I'ma stay on the other side of the jail. You stay on your side of jail. Cool. All right, whatever. Mind you, I told you he had beef with the OGs, right? So now we on the Brooklyn court. OGs pull up on me one day like, yo, fool, what up? I'm like, yo, what's good? They're like, yo, what's up with homie email? I'm like, what's up with him? They're like, yo, know him and that little nigga got beef, what's up? It was his beef, and he was schooling me to the fact that, listen, not only is it my beef and I got this under control, but nigga, it's time to start thinking about going home. Niggas can't just run around here gun home. So I was respecting that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I was itching to pop. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, the OGs ran down on me one day and was like, yo, what's up with the homie email? We all on the Brooklyn court. I'm like, what you mean what's up with him? They like, yo, don't him and this nigga got beef. I'm like, yeah, but that shit was when they was kids. That nigga don't want no smoke, email, let that shit alone. But I'm like, why? Why we talking about that? But I'm doing the knowledge. I'm like, oh shit. He got beef with the OGs too. It ain't no way in the world that nigga's supposed to be walking around this motherfucking jail and he got beef with the homie Wag or the homie Shabaka. That's street facts. He not supposed to be walking around here. You understand what I'm saying? And so they try to kill two birds with one stone. Yo, fuck it. Let's let these niggas take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that shit be. Niggas be in the jail. Niggas be hustling, get money. They don't want to fuck their money up. They don't want to fuck their bid up. So they try to scheme and plot and Machiavelli situations and all that bullshit instead of just saying, yo, that nigga can't stay here. When I see him, I'ma shoot. So they playing games with it. Needless to say, one day we in the yard. So the little nigga spinning around, it's me and the homie Bardo out of Fort Greene. I never forget. The nigga spinning around the road. And I bring Bardo name into this because Bardo go back to our Ragged Al in 1990 and 91 days. So Bardo know this little nigga. So Bardo see the nigga spinning. Bardo tells the nigga, I swear to God, I was right there. Bardo spent on the nigga and told the nigga, yo, don't have these little niggas walking around this yard with you and get one of these little niggas hurt. Bardo was peeping, the nigga was trying to get numbers. You understand what I'm saying? He squashed the beef with email, but yet the nigga trying to get numbers. That's how the nigga do. So he Bardo on point. Bardo checked that shit. He was like, nah, son, it ain't like that. It ain't no problem. It ain't gonna be. Bardo like, yeah, all right, what I said, what the fuck I said. I'm standing on the sidelines like, okay, he got these little niggas walking around with him. But these little niggas, they Brooklyn niggas. Because mind you, we got a Brooklyn court. So, you know me, I double back on them little niggas. Yo, check this out. Y'all little niggas not gonna be walking around with this nigga and then sitting on the Brooklyn court, my man's face. Don't let me catch y'all niggas on the Brooklyn court no more. Take it on the hop. So them niggas is mad now. They talking under their breath. Yo, nigga, fruit kick niggas off the Brooklyn court. Who the fuck he think he is? That shit got back to me. So now I'm like, you know what? This shit out of email hands. This ain't got nothing to do with email no more. He can't tell me what to do. I'm itching to pop, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, this little nigga running his mouth. I was like, all right, cool. I waited till Sunday night. Now, if you ever been in Auburn, they just cracked the motherfucking gates for child. And the whole motherfucking block, just everybody come out their motherfucking cells and go. It's very minimum motherfucking security on that child run, to child, or back. It's very motherfucking minimum security. You could get murdered in Auburn. Anyway, it was Sunday night. That dirty bird. I said, I'm gonna get this nigga tonight. Sure enough, we go to chow, go through. I don't even eat my bird, pass the bird off, we on the go back. And it was like the shit was written, son. When we stepped on that flat gallery on the way back into the motherfucking block, now my homie email locked on the flaps. So I walked past the nigga in his cell. He was like, Fruit, what up? I was like, yo, ain't nothing. He see me tracking the nigga down, so he like, yo, this nigga up to something. No soon as I got up on the nigga, son, alarm went off. When the alarm went off, they closed the front gate and the back gate of the flats. So now you got about 30, 40 niggas locked on the gallery, no police. It was me and the homie Big Pooch out of Brownsville, 2 deep, just me and Pooch. It was the kid that I went upside his head, another nigga named Crip, He was the homie too. He's from Brooklyn too, but he got his pooch went upside that nigga head. It was the kid I went upside his head. I forgot the nigga name. Some dark-skinned nigga named Light. Went upside that nigga head. Pooch went upside Crip head. And we just shut that whole motherfucking gallery down. Slammed that nigga face all up against the motherfucking. You know how the cell bars and the mats. The motherfucking the shower is actually a fucking cell. You know what I'm saying? They make a shower out of the cell, so they got the cell bars, and that shit be open. I'm slamming that nigga face all against the motherfucking cell bars. Now, mind you, adrenaline flowing, we wildin', we put it in. Motherfucking police come on the gallery. I don't know the police running on the gallery. The police run up on the scene, niggas spread out, police grab me. I turn around, I hooks on the police on Auburn. These niggas bend me up, but they like, yo, we ain't gonna do you dirty. You know, soul on stabbers, you ain't know what's us. I was like, yo, shit was crazy. I was just trying to defend myself. So I beat this nigga so bad, son. They was like, yo, that wasn't no fist fight. I'm like, the fuck is you talking about? That was a one-on-one fist fight. They like, nah, son, there ain't no fist fight. Them niggas give me 18 months in the box for this bullshit, right?
So it wasn't the Jamaican kid that you popped on. It was one of his mans.
Nah, it wasn't the little nigga. It wasn't the little nigga. That's why I said, email can't tell me what to do. This ain't his beef now. You understand what I'm saying? He told me stand down on his shit. He can't tell me stand down on this. This nigga running his mouth about something I said to him. So this is personal now. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I just pulled the trigger on that nigga. So now the shit get funny now. Because now I go to the box. So I'm sitting in the motherfucking box. This new shit called Upstate is open. I ain't never been there. These niggas roofing to get Upstate box. This is where this shit get funny, son. I go to Upstate box for the first time. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Double bunk, everything. Wild ass crackers up there. They yelling, screaming, putting niggas' faces all against walls. Like, yo, this shit crazy. This shit is a zoo. I don't give a fuck how much time I had in. That shit was mind blowing for me. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Get to the cell. Now, I'm in the cell with a little nigga. And we get there, I want to say we got there on a Friday night. We ain't got no property, none of that shit. Saturday morning, they crack me for my property. You know, we got the limited property, box, stamp, cigarettes, all that corny shit. So he ain't got shit. They ain't call him yet. So Saturday, he living off me. We ain't here together. What's mine is yours. That's how this shit go. Sunday, they cracked that nigga for his property. He ain't got shit. All right, fuck it. We still in here together. What's mine is yours. I think Sunday, it might have been Sunday, they turned the showers on. Now, we've been in the box on the road 3 and 4 days. I jumped in the shower. When I take my shower, he working out on some push-up shit. So I tell the nigga, yo, it's only 10 minutes, yo, I'm out. You can get back, you can get in the shower. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna take a bird bath. I'm working out. So I was like, fuck it. I ain't had a shower in 4 days. I'm gonna use this extra 10 minutes. I take the shower. I don't think nothing of it. Couple days go by, shower time again. I jumps in the shower. So now when I get out the shower to tell him to get in, yo son, I'm standing in the middle of the double bunk. We in a handicap cell, mind you. Handicap cells are bigger than the regular cells, right? So we in this big ass handicap cell. I'm standing in the middle. You know the little ass green state towels they give you in the joint?
Yeah.
Imagine I'm standing there, my big ass, I'm butt ass naked with this little ass green towel, right? Butt ass naked. All I got is this towel on me. So I come out the shower, I tell the nigga, yo, shower. The nigga rolled on me, son. I'm butt ass naked. He rolled on me. Yo, check this out, big man. Stop pressing me like that about them showers, Paul. Yo, last. I was butt ass naked. I couldn't do nothing. I was butt ass naked with a little ass towel on. I was like, yo, you got it. I had to diffuse that shit real quick. I jumped back in the shower. I'm in the shower like, I'm gonna kill this nigga. Is he crazy?
He was brolic too?
Nah, he a little nigga. He's a little dirty nigga. He's a little nigga. I'm like, oh shit. I'm gonna kill this nigga in the cell. So boom, Ralph Lowe and all them niggas on the gallery at the time, they all double bunk. So this how stupid this nigga is in the cell with me. Unbeknownst to me, he was a nigga, he was a bug out, 1. 2, he was a nigga who traveled from S block to S block to S block, and then they dumped him in upstate. So I got stuck with a bug out nigga in the cell. You following me? This is what I got stuck with my first time here. This is my first experience. I get stuck with a bug out. So now,
is this your first time in a double bunk cell?
It's my first time in a double bunk box.
But not in a double bunk cell?
Not in double bunk cell. Now I've been in double bunk cells in max jails, but not in no box. This is my first time in a double bunk box. 23 hours, 24 hours a day with another nigga. Like, and then I got stuck with a bug out. You know what I'm saying? But check it. So this nigga so motherfucking stupid. I'm on the gate. He on the top bunk. I'm on the bottom. I'm on the motherfucking gate calling down the Ralph Flow, and them niggas like, yo. They like, yo, what up? I'm like, yo, this shit ain't gonna work. They like, nah, son, chill. I'm like, nah, I'm out. I'm on the road. I'm out of here. They like, yo, chill. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna take it on the hop. But in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm gonna beat this nigga so bad in this motherfucking cell. They gonna send me to Southport, and I ain't gonna never double bunk again. That's how I'm looking at this shit. You know what I'm saying? This double bunk shit ain't for me. The only way I'm gonna never have to do this again is right now by beating shit out this nigga in the cell. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. This nigga bugged out. This nigga rolled on me about this shower shit. That shit fucking with me. Nigga had me bugging ass nigga in the middle of the cell. I said, all right. So he on the top bunk, I'm on the bottom. This nigga so stupid. He watched me pack all my shit. Remember I used to pack his shit on the island, wrap it all up in the blanket? I packed all my shit up, wrapped it up, boom. I waited for the police to feed up. I could hear the police coming out of the gallery, packing the slots, giving niggas their trays, boom. I'm standing on the gate, he on the top bunk. I fed the nigga. Police gave me the 2 trays. I fed him. He ate. I sat on my bottom bunk. I ate my food. When I finished eating my motherfucking food, I took that tray. I put that shit inside of the pillowcase. I wrapped that shit around my wrist. I jumped up. I snatched that nigga off the top bunk cell. Remember I told you I was in the handicap cell, so this shit got mad movement. I beat that nigga all around that cell, son. With that motherfucking pillowcase. With that fucking tray inside that pillowcase. I'm beating this nigga. Ralph and them niggas screaming, yo, chill. I'm like, nah, fuck that, son. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I can't do this double bunk shit. I'm beating this nigga bloody all around the cell, right? So as I'm beating on this nigga, they click the police. Now he coming back. He doubling back to collect the trays. They screaming, yo, the police coming, the police coming. I'm like, fuck that. I'm beating this nigga in the shower. Blood everywhere, all over the motherfucking cell. The police come to pop the slot to get the trays. He see me wailing. He like, crack the rec pen, crack the rec pen. That threw me off. Remember, this is my first time in this double bunk shit. When he said crack the rec pen, this nigga knew what that meant. He ran for the door. When he ran for the door to go outside, I tried to grab the door behind him. He slammed the door, he broke my hand. Boom. So I'm fighting this nigga out in the rec pen. So now I'm beating the nigga in the rec pen on the camera. I'm talking to the camera while I'm beating this nigga. Y'all better get this nigga out the cell. I'm gonna kill this nigga. So they like, barely calm down. So I'm thinking I'm getting the fuck out of here, right? Dude, this shit gets funny last. I'm thinking I'm getting the fuck out of here. So finally they like, yo, step in the cell, close the door, let us handcuff you. So when I stick my hand out to get handcuffed, I see my hand is broke. Alright, they're like, yo, we gotta take you to the hospital.
This shit got slammed in the door?
Yeah, when he tried to run outside, I tried to grab the door behind the nigga, and he closed that shit. He broke my motherfucking, my right pinky. So now, I'm up in the motherfucking hospital. I'm thinking these niggas got me up here for my hands, son. Let me tell you how dirty this nigga do me. This is how funny this shit get. I'm coming through the hospital, handcuffed and shit. They take me to the hospital. Now, I noticed when I went in the room, right? They was like, all right, boom, go to the wall. I go to the wall. They like, yo, just listen to the officer, take over, do everything the officer say. I'm like, all right. So the nigga like, yo, take off your shirt. I took off my shirt. Take off your pants. Took off my pants, all that shit, my shoes, all that shit. So he was like, yo, take off your t-shirt. I took off my t-shirt and my socks. I'm waiting for the nigga to tell me to take off my drawers. I'm thinking this is a strip search, you know what I'm saying? And when the nigga didn't tell me to take off my drawers, son, I heard the door close. I turned around, I was like, yo, the niggas had me in the strip cell, son. They was like, yo, the psych won't come see you tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck you mean the psych come to get me tomorrow? They like, nah, son, you beating a nigga on the camera. There's blood all over the cell. Nah, you need to talk to somebody. So now, these niggas got me in the cuckoo house, son. I'm sitting there, butt ass nigga. All I got on is a motherfucking pair of boxers. Now, you know all motherfucking them hospitals, them shits is central air. So I'm like, yo, these niggas wild. So I'm sitting up in there, butt ass nigga with a pair of drawers on, freezing. So now niggas back down on the gallery. This is the funny shit. Niggas back down on the gallery like, yo, where the food at? They like, yo, they ain't bring that nigga back. They like, oh shit, that nigga might have went to Southport, son. Niggas, so now these niggas start screaming. These niggas start beating up their bunkies. So boom, they beating up their motherfucking bunkies and shit. I'm on one side of the hospital. I don't realize these niggas is coming upstairs one by one, but they getting the same treatment I'm getting. They not realizing, nigga, we in the cuckoo house. So they bring the food around. They doing the feed up. And when they bring the feed up, they turn all the lights on in the room. So when I come to the window to get my tray, I can see these niggas across the hallway. They in their motherfucking rooms like, yo. I'm like, yo, what the fuck y'all niggas doing up here? They like, yo, nigga, we came up here following you. We ain't know they was gonna do this shit. I'm like, yo, this shit crazy. We gotta wait to see the psych. So the psych came and the niggas day. The psych was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, man. That was a fist fight. I ain't gonna hurt myself. And if you don't put me in the cell with that nigga, I ain't gonna hurt nobody. Just get that nigga away from me. So I ended up going to a bullshit hearing. They was like, yo, the nigga crazy. Just plead guilty to fighting. Gave me 30 days. But yeah, that Auburn bang out, that shit led to my first motherfucking experience in that upstate box shit, son. And that shit is no good. No motherfucking good, that double bunk box shit.
Yeah, that's that. I don't know what made them niggas come up with that formula, man. That shit deadly. Niggas are killing. I'm sure niggas done killed. They Cellmate in upstate box.
But yo, you know why they came up with that formula, son? Because New York State is spoiled, son. You go to motherfucking West Coast of California, I think the whole prison is double bunk. Yeah, so New York is spoiled.
But they started double bunking cells in some of the max jails in New York, right?
Every max jail in New York got two double bunk cells at the front of every gallery. That's the Comstock, Auburn, Greenhaven, the maxes. But then you got those S blocks that Pataki, when Pataki came in office and niggas was banging, when niggas start going hard with that banging shit and Pataki got in office, he tightened niggas up. He built 12 S blocks. And that was the double bunk box. But they was only holding 200 people in each one. And then as the years, when he started that and I think because we was all in Greenhaven when they tried to build the cells and niggas folded and revolted and we not doing it and they started PKing niggas out. Because they actually, those S blocks were built in Greenhaven. They just threw them shits on flatbeds and put them around the state. And that was 9/7. And then upstate came in 99, 2000, 2001 or some shit? No, 99, 2000, upstate came. Pataki did all that. He built 12 S blocks in upstate.
Yeah, they was building the box. They was building that S block in green. When I was there, it wasn't even finished yet.
Yeah. And that shit is the worst, son. The worst. The shit you see in there, son, is crazy. Son, I got comical shit, son. You know what that yakisoba shit was on the tray? If you can remember in New York State Prison, yakisoba.
I remember that name, but what was that shit again?
It was like some fake white spaghetti with big nasty chunks of fake meat, and they called it yakisoba.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
Okay, we in the S block, son. I got a little nigga next door to me. He's maxing out from the box. He a little wild nigga. So every ticket he catch, they can't give him more box time. You can't take no good time. They would put him on that loaf shit. They would fuck with his diet. That was his punishment. So if the little nigga next to me and he on a loaf, I ain't gonna let him starve. You know what I'm saying? We gonna work it out. Cut me up some of that motherfucking loaf, butter, send him over half my meal. We gonna work it out because the loaf is actually a full meal.
You was trading for some of his loaf?
No, what we would do is we would cut the loaf up because that shit is healthy.
But is that shit good or is it disgusting though?
Nah, it's good. It's good. It's good. You cut that shit up because it's raisins, all that shit in the bread, the raisins, the nuts, all that stupid shit. Because it's a meal for him. So we make that shit work. So one day, I was like, yo, what's for chow? He was like, yakisoba. I was like, oh, man. So he like, yo, you eat that? I'm like, hell no. So he like, yo, let me get that. So I'm like, how the fuck you gonna get yakisoba from my cell to your cell? Now, you know, in the S block, the door, you could barely slide a fucking magazine under the door. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. My man, the nigga said, Fruit, you got plastic over there from the Ramadan? I said, yeah. He said, put the yakisoba in the plastic. I put it in the plastic. He said, put it inside of a manila envelope. He directed me, son. I put it in the envelope. He said, now put the envelope under your mattress and sit on it. I said, he said, make sure the shit don't bust and leak. I said, it's good. Yo, son, the yakisoba was flat as a magazine, man. So I'm like, oh, they don't show you the shit in the movies, son. The nigga was like, yo, I'm coming over. The nigga threw his line out. I pulled the line in my cell. He said, now attach the envelope to the line. I attached the envelope to the line, so the nigga pulled it right out my cell, into his cell. I said to myself, this the shit they don't show you in the movie.
That shit different right there.
That shit is different.
Niggas got a lot of time on their hands in the boxes, bro.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I was like, yo, I gotta get the fuck out of
But
here.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you though, bro. I used to fuck that yakisoba up. It had pieces of steak in it, right?
That
like
shit
beef.
Was fake meat, son. What was your ID number?
93A.
Oh, nah. You came to jail when the food was real. 93, 94, 95. They was serving real food in mess halls. Remember how you go to the mess hall and they might have chili and rice?
Yep.
Then you think back to when you first came up north, that motherfucker chili they was putting on your rice, real beans.
Oh, you said later on they started messing with the soy and all of that? Fake.
Yeah. So you was actually in prison for the entire change.
Yeah, when I went home when they first introduced soy.
What year you got out?
I went home in 99.
Yeah, so you was home for when they start wilding out, you was gone. They start bugging out with all the soy and soy this, soy that.
Yeah, when I see that picture sometime, it takes me back too, and I'll be crazy about it, man. That picture was taken at LG inside 411, building 411. This kid had reached to tap my line and was like, yo, man, I remember that picture. I was in that house that night. And that night was crazy. I ain't think about it now until years later after everything unfolded, and it came back to my mind. Another funny nigga, Nut said, yo, man, I'm tight they made guns. Because if it wasn't for guns, man, I'd beat everybody up. You know what I mean? It was like, he was a fighter, you know, he was a straight fighter. Dudes ain't want to fight nothing. And then, World came back with, that's why they made guns, for cats like you. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, man, back at him. But nobody never thought about that shit. You know what I mean? That was what everybody had. And years later, man, it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, a wise man once said, God ain't make all men equal, guns did.
Yeah, you're right about that. Word, you're right about that. That's a fucking snappy fact right there, bro.
Hey, yo, make sure y'all go to zaboutique.com. You heard? The homie Fruitquan and his wife out here working. You feel me? With their own business moving, getting that bread the right way and the legal way. You feel me? When an ex-felon come out that pen and he out here trying to do the right thing like Spike Lee and Rosie Perez, you go support that. You heard? zaboutique.com. Let's get it. LAZ, Z-Man, Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. You already know. Brooklyn. Yo, if you a diehard supporter or you appreciate what I'm doing over here on this channel, feel free to send me a Cash App donation. This my Cash App right here, Gen Pop Fam. You heard?